Welcome guys to today's video. So in today's video I will discuss the movie The Matrix, but more importantly what Tate has said about The Matrix and its agents and everything like that. But more importantly, I want to focus on some of the other characters in the movie rather than just the agents. So if you watched the movie, in the movie you have multiple characters. So you have Neo, who was asked or predicted to be the one who would become woke to the fact that the real world that seemed real was actually a simulation, and Morpheus brought him to that fact. But okay, we know those characters and the role they played. Trinity, okay, but I have the characters here on my screen, so I wanted to cover one character that is pretty important for me, and I will explain to you why. Cypher. Do you know why Cypher is so important? Cypher can represent most of the people who have money. So, what am I talking about? So, if you take like Morpheus or Neo, one of them can represent Tate. So, you have this rich guy, but he speaks the truth and he is knowingly compromising himself in order to save your dumbass. So he could easily take the money and act a fool. Act like he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know there's this matrix and everything is a lie, and he could be silent, enjoy his hedonistic life. But rather, he chose to speak the truth, knowing that he would get cancelled, arrested, and later, if nothing succeeds, killed. So, what's up with Cypher? Cypher is the character that knew that the Matrix existed and it was a lie, but he thought that the real world, as it was this dark place that was ruined and the machines were actually ruling it, he thought that the reality sucked and he wanted to be blind again so that he could enjoy the pleasures of the matrix. So if you don't understand what I mean, Cypher was out in the real world, but he wanted to sell out Neo, Morpheus, and the rest of the crew, and in exchange for that he would get all the pleasures back in the matrix. That's why Cypher is so important. So you have people that know the truth but actually decide to be blind to the truth and enjoy the matrix. And there's a scene where Cypher is at a meeting in the matrix with Agent Smith, and he is eating a steak, and he says, even though he knows the steak tastes good, but it is a lie because it's all code and it is basically programmed to taste this way, he doesn't care because to him it's real and that's what it mattered to him. So basically you have a lot of people, well, I wouldn't say a lot, most of the people are just blind to the fact that they're a part of a system and they're slaves and everything. But you have a lot of people who have the knowledge but actually choose to be blind and enjoy the system and its privileges, and even sell out their brothers in order to get more benefits from the system. Because you have to understand, the machines in the movie represent the leaders, the world leaders, and even if you were the machine or the leader, you wouldn't want people waking up because you need them for body heat or in the real world to work jobs, pay taxes, and everything else. But also, you need immense power in order to speak the truth, because if you are a normal person in the matrix or in the system and you decide to attack the system, you're too weak. You can't attack the system if you're in the system. So, for instance, in the beginning, Neo couldn't jump from building to building. He didn't know. Also, the scene where the kid bends the spoon, it's also important, because in that scene you realize that there is no spoon, meaning the spoon is only lines of code, and you can bend the code, actually bend the spoon. Even though you see the spoon, you can touch it, you can feel it, but it's not actually there. It's just lines of code. After the fact that he gains all this knowledge, then he can attack the system, because he's now powerful and is independent of the system. He can bend the rules. So if you're a normal person working a normal job, having one house, living there, what can you do? If you make any video, like even this video I'm making now, if it gets to someone of influence and they hear what you are speaking of, you would just get canceled. It's easy to cancel you. You get fired, make some bullshit excuse, fire you, goodbye. After that, they cancel you. You cannot speak on any media outlet, and basically you're done. No job, you're canceled, and you're fucked. So what can you do? You cannot speak upon any truth. You cannot speak about gay people. You cannot speak about the women manipulation or anything. They will just label you a misogynist. They will label you something. And if you continue to speak, they will cancel you. After that, they will put you in jail, etc. So there are only two solutions to this. Either you shut up and the world gets worse and worse, and you have to comply to worse and worse conditions, or you get powerful enough and enjoy the system, or you can speak the truth and then eventually, fall, but you can have kids or something and you can continue your legacy. Even if you don't have kids, by speaking your message, you will have a lot of kids following or getting inspired, enlightened to the facts that you spoke of, and by that way they will continue your legacy. So I want to touch upon one of the other things, that a lot of people are dependent on the system and will deny if you try to wake them up. And also one important fact, any of them or some of them can turn into an agent at any time, because they're in the system, and if you try to enlighten the wrong person, they can turn on you and you will again fail. That's why you can't bring the truth to the people, like, fast. You can't tell a person who's been living his whole life that most of it was a lie. You cannot do that, because the person will be in denial, because his whole world is being built upon those ideas. So let me see some other characters. Except that Agent Smith, simple. He's just a program that is like an antivirus, detecting who speaks the truth and basically putting those people in jail, or in the movie killing them. So he's a worker of the system. Basically all of the people in the real world can be those agents, but except that law enforcement, the whole system. It's funny because you have people like who want to argue with police and all that, and they like send these complaints and all that, but that makes no sense, because you're complaining about the law enforcement to the system, which works with the law enforcement. Like, who are you complaining to? Like, you're complaining to the same system. You cannot win against the system, which is like interrelated, related. So yeah, there's probably more that I want to say, but I will wrap this up with this. And I hope if you didn't watch the movie, see the character Cypher and relate those characters from the movie to people you actually know in real life. Except that I want to also recommend watching the movie The Peaceful Warrior. That's also a great movie, so give any feedback if you have in the comments down below. Also, if you agree you're innocent until proven guilty, I will say that for the basically people who don't understand anything. For the rest of us, you already see what's going on here, and it's clear as day. So we will follow what comes next. And if anyone wants to contact me, I will leave my social media until it gets deleted down below, or my email address. And have fun, guys, and refuse the slave mind. Bye.